Oh, here it is. Related. I'll be having a lengthy article coming out about this because it's more deep than you think. From, unfortunately, Yahoo News, but this is the one that had the Rogue One's writers connect. Again, it cuts off direction to Star Wars, the Empire, a white supremacist organization. In the wake of this week's U.S. election, the symbol of Star Wars Rebellion has been adopted by many fans as protesting the victory of Donald Trump, and now two of the writers of next month's Rogue One, a Star Wars story, has referenced the relationship between the movie and the current political reality on social media. Alright, so now remember, this is Yahoo News. And this is their entertainment section or whatever. Yahoo is already pretty much People magazine, and I want to steer clear of this stuff. So I had to go and make sure, is this what they said? And okay, is this just drama and petty stuff? But there's actually more than a seed, not of truth, but of importance to this. Chris Weitz tweeted the following Friday morning, please note that the Empire is a white supremacist human organization. With Gary Whitta, the original writer on the project, responding in kind, opposed by a multicultural group led by a brave woman. And that's from Gary Whitta. All right, so I'm thinking all right, the left will take everything out of context. The media will take everything out of context. That's why you don't trust the media. So it sounds more like tongue-in-cheek, kind of a joke, right? Like the Eddie Izzard thing is like the Star Wars, the reason the Empire has British accent is because of the Revolutionary War. So I'm thinking that's kind of funny. All right, I can see that. They don't really mean it. Well, they're responding to a tweet that allowed context. And you realize, no, they actually do view it like this. They do view it as if it's a group of multi-ethnic underdogs led by a strong, independent woman going up against a white supremacist organization. Here it is. Wheat's tweet followed his praise for this op-ed piece from CBR.com, which explicitly connects Rogue One to this week's U.S. elections, with writer Brett White calling the movie the most relevant movie of 2016, explaining, when I look at Rogue One trailers, I see what I want for America. I see a multicultural group standing strong together, led by a rebellious and courageous woman. That's what we are working towards, and what we will continue to work towards no matter what. That's what America, a land created as a haven for the persecuted, to be able to realize their limitless dreams, was created to be. As if to cement the connection, both Weitz and Whitta have changed their Twitter avatar to an image of the rebel insignia with the safety pin thread. And boom, there's your connection. And you know what? Let's just follow through us. Let's look up, because I had to look up this Brett White guy. Let's look up Chris Weitz. I like doing the research raw. That way you know what's happening. Chris Weitz. Okay. Wikipedia. American film producer, screenwriter. Okay, so this guy's older than... What's his name? Oh, no, I don't want to donate to you, Wikipedia. American screenwriter, filmer, actor, director. He is brother of Paul Weitz. He's best known for his work as brother, The American Pie and About a Boy, which were 2 Oscar-nominated. Early life, born in New York City, the son of actress Susan Kohner. And Berlin-born novelist, menswear designer John Weitz. His brother was filmmaker Paul Weitz. Weitz's grandson's Czech-born, Do they come from money? That's all I want. Jewish, I don't care. Alright, so he's another leftist nobody. Who was the other guy? Gary Whitta. Gary Whitta. Oh, look, he's wearing the Rogue One hat. Oh, are you so... Oh, you guys are so cool. You're such rebels. You dress and make believe like you're actually in the military. Oh, he's a little older than me. Born and raised in East London. Began his career as a writer and games journalist for Ace magazine when Ace closed down in 1992. Became director for the one of Omega C magazine publishing, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he's never worked a real job either. Then we go to Brett White. And he's the guy that originated it. He's the one that says, like, oh, this is the multicultural thing and we're going up against the evil white male empire. And you go to this guy's place. You go to this guy's Twitter page. And he's younger than all of them, but he is the classical produce of the millennial generation. He's got his perfectly groomed beard. The idiot is wearing a bow tie. He's wearing suspenders. And the sad thing is, I'm like, okay, typical. You know, just tell us that you don't really want to work a real job. But then you find out, oh, he's gay. So it's like, all right, well, that's legitimate. You can wear that. All right, that makes a lot, because he's going to be marrying his future husband, some other guy that links to a guy that looks exactly like him with the curly beard and everything. No, that's fine. I'll let gays dress how they. That's fine. Do what you want. But don't tell me when you do that, and the fact that you're gay, that you are not totally influenced by that. And once again, like Amy Schumer, you're giving up on creating anything new or unique. And now everything has to be politics to you. It's all politics to you. Because that's what you've been brainwashed to believe. Now look, Gary and the other guy, the old guy, Kevin was his name? I don't know. They got in, they did the screenwriting, they're going to do their stuff, fine. And then they can tacitly endorse your little statement about Star Wars being about non-whites headed up by a woman taking down a white supremacist organization like the United States. That's fine, and you could tee-hee and, oh, isn't that good within your little inner circles there. But with the Brett White, don't tell me that you're bringing anything else to this Star Wars thing except politics. Don't tell me that you have any kind of skill or ability or creativity or innovation, because just like I said and pointed out with Amy Schumer before, you're not doing anything new. Star Wars is not fucking new. Star Wars is old hat. And the only reason it's having a comeback, I mean, I'll give, what was it, Lucas? He tried to come back with that second generation of Star Wars movies and everybody hated it and it sucked. All right? At least he tried to do some new stuff. These third generation of Star Wars movies, let's be very clear, they're simply a rehashing of the first one. They're simply remakes of the first series. Hey, here's a Death Star. Hey, here's another Death Star. And the reason it works and you have J.J. Abrams in it is because it's an action flick. That's all this is. You don't need, it doesn't have to be the Death Star. You could plop whatever you want. It could be a Star Trek world. It could be a completely new world where there's a renegade underdog group of rebels and they're going up against an evil galactic empire of the Ziggy Forts. It doesn't matter. The canvas has already been painted. You guys are merely putting footnotes on it. And as is the case with this latest generation, I'd say people my age and younger, Gen X and younger, you guys offer nothing of true creativity or innovation. So you got to take a work that's already existed for, 40 years now, 30 years? And all you do is you add a political strain to it. You guys have no talent, no ability, no creativity, no innovation, no actual intelligence, no genuine talent. You can't do what Bill Burr does. All you can do is what Amy Schumer does, and that is take somebody else's already existing piece of work, some kind of template, and then you color it in. All it is, all Star Wars is right now is a coloring book. Everybody's done the organization and the outlines. Now let's grab a bunch of social justice warriors, a bunch of talentless leftist hacks, who have no talent, and no desire to do anything original or creative or innovative, and they're just going to color in within the lines. Stay within the lines. The lines of your friend, because you guys can't actually come up with the whole concept yourself. Look, I colored it fabulous mauve. Oh my goodness, I'm Brett White. And I am slamming on you a little bit for being gay, even though I'm pro-gay, But when you come here and you're going to tell everybody in the United States, you're going to dare lecture and sermon these people, and you're going to do it because you're gay, because you, like, don't tell me any different, Brett. You think you actually have value because you're gay. You think that because you're gay, you have value, and it's evidenced in your writings and your opinions, because you're not white, straight male, and everyone in the hero is not white, straight. They're good, white male's bad. Minorities good, I don't want to say majority, but normies bad. Don't tell me you're doing anything but sexist and racist. That's probably... Is there going to be a gay character? Because I want to know. There will probably be a gay character, or there'll be a cute hidden innuendo. Oh my goodness. And you know what? If you want to make a movie about gays, you want to make a movie about race, one, I think you're stupid and crazy because it's overkill now. They've been making a ton of them. They got the We Will Rise or When We Rise, and they just made a movie about it last year about those Stafford uprisings, or what was it called? The Waterford uprisings. So go ahead, take your hat at that. But don't come in here and co-opt and genuinely culturally usurp, culturally appropriate things that already exist. It's the exact same thing that's happening over in Marvel. It's the same thing that's happening in DC Comics. Because none of you frickers in Hollywood have any talent or original ideas. All you can do, because that's all you've been trained in as a freaking child from middle school, not even middle school, from grade school on, is, hey, forget reading, writing, and arithmetic. If you had social justice warriors, if you had a cause, if you are gay, Hispanic, not white, if you're anything but that, then you have value unto yourself. No, you don't, Brett. You're no more valuable a human being than me because you're gay and I'm straight. And I'm no more of a valuable person than you because I'm straight and you're gay. What I desperately want, Brett, and all you idiot wannabe writers over there at Star Wars, I want a good movie. I don't want politics. Nobody wants politics in their entertainment unless explicitly written about politics. I understand that. But you see, you value yourself more than society. You value yourself more than your audience, and you're going to jam a political lesson in there, whether you want it or not. I mean, look, and to show you I'm intellectually honest, I mean, I get queasy when people mention God. I'm not religious. I don't like having religion mentioned in any of my movies. I'm not picky. I don't like having Republican conservative values imbued in my movies. I don't. You look at Die Hard, greatest movie of all time, hands down, no debate. If you think differently, you're a mentally retarded individual. There's no politics in Die Hard. None. Although I may point out that the masculinity is a little bit more right-leaning than left, because no pajama boy's ever going to do that for his non-existent wife, but there's no politics in that. Casablanca, no politics in that. To Catch a Thief, no politics in that. The original Star Wars, there was no politics in that. Some people say it was made to be a story about the Viet Cong fighting the United. No, okay, fine, you can read into it. But they didn't make it that obvious. You guys are now jamming this in audiences' faces. Look at the minority people led by the woman taking on the evil, sexist, racist empire. And you know that isn't going to sell, so you got to find a canvas, you got to find a little coloring book outline by which you can, put it in front of the masses, and people will say, hey, I'll eat this. It's like Gordon Ramsay doing all the work, and then you guys apply the garnish. It really is like that. But, and the thing is, what's funny, is you're going to take all the heavy lifting, all the groundwork has been laid for you guys. Lucas, they've done it all, okay, 30 years ago. And then you're going to sprinkle on this non-flavored, parsley on the dish. And you're going to reserve the same dish to people today. And people will say, wow, this is amazing. You're going to say, see, they like social justice worrying. They know what evil white men are. They know how oppressed, you know what's down. That's the real system. Like, no. I got this guy, buddy of mine lives in North Carolina, and I hope he's listening, by the way. Now, he is a huge geek, but like a cool geek, like he's not nerd geek, like Brian is. Like he's got a real job. He's a writer for Star Wars. He must be doing well. You'd be amazed how little these people... You know how desperate these people are to work on Star Wars? I bet you he's not. I bet you I make more like taking a crap over on the toilet than he does in a year. And I don't make that much. Anyway, so this guy's a huge I mean, he loves Star Wars. The guy runs a game company out of his home, for God's sake. A real one, not like it. He plays Dungeons and Dragons. He plays all these games. When I go visit him, we play games. He goes to the cons. He's got these kids, and they dress. But he is such a huge fan of Star Wars. And he is, just as a huge fan of Star Wars, he ain't no Democrat. And he's the whitest McWhite-whites of males you're ever going to get. And last I checked, I think he's pretty straight. He doesn't see it. He does not see it. And they go line up, and there's millions of guys like that, millions of women like that, who aren't going to be aware of the political thing. Some of them might pick it up and say, hey, you notice how all the bad guys have British accents? I wonder why that is. Or, hey, you notice all the bad people are rich white males and all the good people are not rich white males? They're the opposite? They might pick up on it. And maybe they get one or two hairs going up on the back of their neck. But it's Star Wars. We gotta go see it. Who cares if it's headed up by J.J. Abrams and he donated a ton of money to Hillary Clinton? Who cares? It's Star Wars. And then they take your box office success and they use that as proof. Say, look how well society obviously knows what down for the cause these poor people are. They obviously know the racial problems we have in society. When all you're doing is using other people's work and hard labor to clandestinely fit your political message into, because no one would eat that slop if you served it by itself. Including minorities. Look, tell me if I'm wrong, by the way, because I know we got a slightly younger listening audience. Male, female, black, white, it doesn't matter. I don't care about it. If you're younger, I mean like 20s or younger, if you're high school, I'd love to hear about it. But I'd imagine you have got to be sick and tired of the indoctrination and the constant lecturing and hammering about racism in America and sexism in America. We got it enough back when I was in school in the 80s and the 90s, but I can only imagine what it was like in the aughts and today in the teens, where it's got to be a weekly thing. I have a buddy whose kid goes to St. Louis Park High School. Never send your kids to St. Louis Park. If you're in the St. Louis Park area, don't send your kids there. Homeschool, get out, move. It's not worth it. It's being taken over, not so much by inner city or minority kids, but leftist indoctrinators. But getting back to the kids when you guys were students, doesn't it get tiring? Don't you get sick and tired of the constant, yes, we know already, yes, slavery, yes, blacks and minorities oppressed, yes, women, yes, wage gap. Yes, we know. Can we learn about what happened in World War II? Yeah, I know. Yeah, privilege. Yes, we have it. We understand. Can we, does it get tiring? Even if you are on the side, even if you are a minority, even if you are a female, does it not get tiring? Because what do you do about it? It's just a reminder. These people suck. You're holy and good. Yeah, okay, we got it. Can we move on? Your brain has got to atrophy a bit by that time. I'd just be curious. Or do you guys, mop it up? Do you guys like, oh yeah, we're so oppressed. You sit there and commiserate in this not self-inflicted, this teacher indoctrinator inflicted misery. Oh, whoa, boo-hoo is us. Because I can't imagine. Already I know. Even in the inner city, the kids hate the teachers. No matter how much, because how can you like people that constantly try to kiss your ass? How can you respect them? Teachers are always trying to kiss these kids' asses. Oh my God, you're so impressed. And then you get these fights over at St. Paul where the kids start fighting the teachers, or the teacher that fought that, not the teacher, the kid that beat the heck out of the teacher when he told him to take his headphones off over in New York at the business school. It's all because I guarantee you, one, none of you are masculine and stand up to these kids and discipline them, which is what they want, which is what they need, which is what they'd respect. And then two, you always try to kiss their ass and tell them about just how oppressed they are. And that doesn't really help. And okay, fine, I'm oppressed. Next lesson. Yeah, I got that. I'm short. I'm 5'8". I got it. Not growing any taller. Can we move on to something that is tangible and I can actually work on? Something underneath and under my control. Something practical I could do instead of sitting here commiserating with a bunch of you frickin' masters in sociology and educational work, retards and morons, telling me how oppressed I am every day. It's gotta get tiring. And I can imagine, unless you have enough good food to mask this poison that you're putting on the food, like Star Wars. Star Wars is a huge meal. Everybody loves Star Wars. You know, if McDonald's put a little non-flavored pill in there that causes breast cancer, you guys wouldn't notice. It still tastes great. But if you just serve a poison pill to people, no one's going to eat it. So stop it. Just stop it. Make movies. And if you don't have the ability to make movies without adding a political thing because you have no talent, stop making movies. Try something else. Go write for something else. Go do something else. Of course, I mean, in the real world, you have such a previously good meal. You can piggyback and parasite off of this like a lamprey does on a fish. You could get through. So I mean, I know where they're going to keep writing. We're going to still imbue leftist, indoctrinated, racist, sexist messages, and that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead, because I understand that you could get away with it, and none of you want to work a real job. But just like Bill Burr versus Amy Schumer, realize you're not creating anything new or good. You're not. Oh, you worked on a remake. Oh, you did a reboot. Think about not the reputation, but how proud people must be. Everyone who worked on feminist Ghostbusters. In other words, what I'm saying, none of you will be Lucas. Not a single freaking one of you. Not one. You will once again be a footnote. You helped out in the production. You're the assistant vice reserve, assistant writer, contributing your political message to this work, to this larger work of which the legacy was already pre-instituted long ago. And you won't be remembered. You will have no late. When you die, Lucas will be remembered, and you won't. That's why I had to look these people up and say, who? That's why Brett White, despite working in Hollywood, being at the epicenter, the nucleus of fame and celebrityship in Hollywood, he's got less Twitter followers than I do. Now, again, I'm not comparing dick sizes. I'm saying I'm a freaking nobody. And this, quote, writer on Star Wars, which is once again why I believe he doesn't probably make that much, he doesn't have as much Twitter as some idiot over in Minnesota with a blog and a podcast. I mean, the good news is these people are miserable. I'm not joking. I'm not saying that to make myself feel better. They are miserable. You think Amy Schumer's happy? You think this Brett White guy is happy? He's just fabulous! Oh my goodness! I'm married to the most amazing man. Congratulations, very happy. But don't tell me that deep down inside, you guys want to start some of me. You all want to become not Luke Skywalker. You all want to become George Lucas. You all want to become what's his name? I always get Spielberg. Steven Spielberg. You all, and you're not. You're not. You want to know why? Because you don't have the freaking talent. And maybe you do have the talent, but you certainly don't have the hard work ethic to put into it. I mean, is it that you don't believe in yourself that you could come up with something innovative and creative? I'm not going to lie to you guys. I know it's hard. I spent the better part of, an hour and a half working on a comic book idea. I got a little surprise for you guys. Not a comic book, but I got a little surprise for you coming up. An artist came in, a fan, he's an artist, and he offered to do a little bit of work for me. I'm like, yeah, cool, let's do that. And this little piece of work came back, and it's pretty freaking cool. I'm like, wow, he did a pretty good job. And I'm like, you know what, you want to do, you ever think about doing a comic book? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I just don't have an idea. I'm like, I kind of had the proto ideas of a comic book in mind. But it's got, like I said before, maybe you guys tuned in or not that time, but I have all these ideas for great scenes in a movie, but no plot to string these scenes together. It's kind of like that. I got everything lined up. I have exactly what this comic book could be about, but there's no reason for the protagonist to go on the journey to actually execute through the comic book or tell the story. That's the problem, and that's the hard part. And I admit it's hard. I sat there for an hour and a half, like I got everything else, but the freaking engine. I got characters, I got plots, I got things. I got little side stories, I got deceit and switcheroos and curveballs, but I do not, I mean, why would this guy go and do what he's going to do? There's just no reason for it. And it's hard. But, you know, that's you're not going to do that. You're just going to regurgitate what you learned in the 5th grade and ever since, huh? Well, that makes you an inferior person in terms of talent. Not because you're gay. Don't dare tell me I'm homophobic. It has nothing to do with that. You're a lazy talent. Well, it's worse. You're a lazy person. You could have all the talent in the world. You just don't want to. You just want to write about gays and minorities. They're fabulous. If you really want to be crazy, why don't you start writing, hey, the benefits of white males? How about somebody go champion white males? That would be rare. That would be original. And you know what? You'd actually be the rebels you all think you are, because you'd be taking, one, an unpopular position, but two, it'd be truthful. White males kind of kick ass. We're kind of, I can't say we, I have to say the royal we, because I'm no freaking Tesla or Edison. But we, if you look at the track record of white males, they're kind of freaking dominant. They kind of kick major ass. You know, maybe you might want to emulate them a little bit. Say, hey, what do these guys got going on that we're doing wrong? Oh, hey, here's what they're doing. We could do that. We just need somebody to blaze the trail first and figure it out. Nah, you want it. All right, let's do some spots.